everyone. This is a bit of a different video. I'm not actually sure what this is going to be part of, but I kind of started feeling this evening like I wanted to chat a little bit, just kind of about my books. And normally I would wait until during the day when I have nice lighting and I have everything set up and it looks nice. But I honestly think that when I get to that time of day, sometimes I don't want to talk anymore and then I don't remember things or I don't say what I want to say. So I figured I would do it now just because I can and just because it feels like a little bit of a peaceful night. It's been raining and I live in Southern California, so it's an exciting concept. It doesn't rain often, so it feels a little bit like winter. And the power actually went out for, I don't know, maybe half an hour here, which also doesn't happen very often. So, you know, just myriad of interesting things happening. But for now, we are here. The light is on, which is exciting. And I wanted to chat a little bit about my books because I've kind of been feeling, I have been feeling a little bit lost, not necessarily here, and I wanted to chat about it, but just in other places. So I also want to say that I'm going to try and keep the editing on this video minimal because I want it to be genuine. And after filming that whole journal with me video, I really enjoyed the fact that it was like 45 minutes in real time, not completely, but the middle section where I wasn't talking, was just journaling, was in real time. And I like that concept and the vibes that it brought to the table. So anyways, that's my thought on that. So this was the page that I just journaled. You can tell because it's curling a bit. Let's see if we can fix that. Just a tiny bit. I did finish a thing of gummy unicorns yesterday, and I put this in the journal, and it did this really annoying thing that it does when it peels up. It's really close to the seam, the edge, and it's really bothering me. So that's one thing that's frustrating me in this book. But short of that, I'm feeling really good about journaling-wise here in particular. I think it's working really well. It's the perfect amount of space to fill out. I didn't really want to journal today, but I came and I sat down and I realized I had a lot of thoughts in my head. And most of them are negative, so if you're having a bad day, don't read that. But anyways, that's just kind of how I've been feeling. And I am happy with how I'm doing in this book in particular. I'm feeling really good about that. But what I wanted to talk about, see, this is the annoying part. I fold it over and this like starts lifting. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that situation. If anyone has any tips, please let me know. But moving on to my commonplace, it has not been going great in that I haven't been using it at all. And I think that's good. Like in terms of my books, it's a good system because I want to keep up with this every day, and I don't necessarily need to keep up with this every day. And this is a period of my life where I'm kind of struggling to be with my books, and so being here and not here is okay, and I'm feeling good about that. So what I actually came here to discuss mostly was a talk about books in the school sense, because people don't talk about this a lot, but I know that, oh my gosh, I got water on this. I know that in the past there have been a lot of conversations about people not really having planner peace, and I've definitely felt that in the past, but I'm really happy with my system here. What I'm expressing is that I'm experiencing a similar feeling with my notes, actually, and I don't know if I'm necessarily going to show them on camera, but I find it really interesting because I think I was beginning to find a place that was so planner piece-wise that I almost kind of forgot what it was like to feel uncomfortable in books, if that makes sense. I think what I'm speaking to is a very niche concept that will only make sense to a few people, and not my real friends, but my friends who know me and are watching this probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but it will probably make sense to a certain type of person who watches this video, and that's who I want to talk to about this, just because it's such a unique feeling, and I don't know if I have just lived with this during my life and tried to push past it, or whether seeing other people talk about it has kind of finally put a finger on it. But This is a 5-star, hold on, sorry, it's really, the camera's too low for something that's this tall, but it's essentially a notebook with rings that open and close, which is really nice for me because I can then like move things around in the book. It's essentially kind of like a version of those Filofax planners that everyone's been using. I love watching videos about those. I think they're so cool. I think it doesn't work for me because it's not enough structure. But putting that aside, I think this is a similar concept. And I'm trying to figure out how to kind of level that in my head and kind of feel really comfortable about this system, which I realize it's just like for a class. Like, it's not the end of the world, but it was kind of similar feeling, and so I wanted to mention it a little bit because I can print out all the stories that I want to and all the stuff that I need to do for class, and I can put it in here, and that's really nice. I do find a little bit of frustration with needing to print out all these things, and just like wastefulness in general doesn't sit quite right with me, which I realize is the same amount of paper I'd be using if I just used a regular notebook, but I don't know, I'm struggling with that a little bit. And then also just kind of the tactility of it, like holding, I don't know if it's just I've been working for so long in nice books that just like holding not real paper, but just like regular printer paper is not disturbing, but I don't know, feels weird tactile wise to me. I am just kind of trying to figure out how to deal with that feeling. I today actually started thinking about finding a website where I could, not a website, or an app, I guess, where I could upload for some of my notes and information, other stuff like that. And what I'm looking for in particular, and I don't know if it exists, if it exists, please tell me, but I want something that's like a physical notebook. And the thing that's really important to me, and this may seem silly, but the whole page turning aspect is really interesting to me. And that's one thing that I really get from an analog system that I really wouldn't want to lose. Like, I enjoy being able to flip the pages. And so that's, I think, the one drawback of not being analog, but I think the stress of not being able to, I mean, I can move things around here a little bit more, but I don't know, I just feel like more flexibility is what I'm looking for. And then I like went down a rabbit hole of being like, do I need an iPad? I don't need an iPad. I really don't need an iPad, especially as someone who loves an analog system so much. But I'm just trying to figure out how to cope with this whole situation. I think I found an app that I'm going to try out, so I'll keep you updated on that. But I feel like no one really talks about this that much, especially people in this community, probably because a lot of people are older and out of school or out of university, and they have their own systems and they have their own things, and or everyone just takes notes on the computer now. I don't know, but I wanted to mention it because it's a similar situation or a similar feeling, and I don't know, maybe someone my age has a similar thought about this, so I thought I would mention it. But I don't know how long this is going to be, but I appreciate you being here and listening to me, and maybe this is familiar to someone, maybe it's familiar to no one, and then I'll probably take the video down because I'll be embarrassed, but I wanted to put that out there. So thanks for listening to my short little update about planner and school journal piece. Sorry, my light turned off. But I will definitely be back soon with a journal update. I think I really enjoyed filming that journal with me, so I'll probably try and make that a weekly thing, depending on if I actually stick to what I say or not. But stay tuned for other stuff. I love talking about my books, and if you'd like to see anything else from me, comment down below and I will be happy to fulfill your wishes. So I will see you in my next video. Goodbye. Bye bye.